Well, boys and girls, as you can see, we're down at a coal mine today, and we'll get one of the coal miners here at John Darling Colliery, which is near Belmont, not far away from Newcastle. Will tell us something about his job as a coal miner. And it's Jack Hunter, that's right, isn't it? Alan Hunter, I'm sorry, Alan Hunter. And how long have you been a coal miner, Alan?
Oh, about 14 years.
And have you been always in this pit?
Yeah, 3 months of Belwood.
Mm-hmm. That's not far away from here either, is it?
No.
What were you doing then, by the way? It's an electric drill that you're using, wasn't it?
Yes, boring holes to put power in to break the coal down, be filled out.
I say you actually blast this type of coal, do you? So you once you get a toe hole in with the drill there, you blast this out and then chip her out.
I bore the hole drill, like the facing, and then you fill it up with powder, or the amount of powder required, blow it down.
Mm-hmm. Now, you must be quite happy with the job as a coal miner, be doing it the number of years you have. What decided you to be a coal miner in the first place?
Oh, it went right through the family. My father, 2 brothers worked in the mine here, and I just sort of followed suit.
I see. Are there any particular parts of it? I mean, you're not just all coal miners, you've all got certain special jobs to do, and you all know a certain thing. Is that right?
Yes, there's lots of different jobs in the mine. Like there's the fitters, electricians, deputies, shot firers, machine drivers, and you've got like your general shift on it around the mine that do all the timbering, different jobs like that.
And you've just timbered this piece up here, have you, to make it safe? I noticed that the coal is black, of course, here, but above us and further off in the dark, it's white. Now, you obviously put something on that. What is it?
That's stone dust.
And what's the idea of that?
Well, that's in case of an explosion, the stone dust mitigates into the air and extinguishes any flame that's there.
How far below ground are we at the moment?
Oh, roughly 600 feet.
And this is fairly shallow working there, isn't it, for this pit?
Yeah, this is the top seam. There's one below this, it's 900.
That's the deepest one?
Yes.
And how far out does this go? It starts just near Belmont. I think everybody knows where John Darling Colliery is located. But where do the tunnels go off to? Do they go as far as perhaps Redhead in the sea?
This one up the top end here would go to Redhead, or close enough to Redhead, to the boundary of the old Redhead mine. And down the south, it goes down as far as the station. Now,
you've been working as a miner for 13 years, and in that time there's been a lot of changes in coal mining methods. Mechanisation has come in.
Oh, yeah.
Are you in favour of this?
Oh, it makes everything lighter for the men, but as far as employment goes, well, it's cut a lot of men down.
But do you find that the job of mining coal is now easier?
Oh, yes, a lot easier.
It's not quite a dirty job as it used to be.
No.
Now, in the old days, you'd be chipping away this with a pickaxe, I suppose, wouldn't you?
Yeah, with a pick. Fire it down and fill it back with a shovel.
What other mechanisation methods have come in? Notice you've got rails running everywhere here, and this has always been part of a coal mine, though, hasn't it?
Well, actually, the machines don't run on rails now. They run on they're trackless, like caterpillar tracks, or tyres. It's filled by a loader into a shuttle car, then it's filled into a conveyor belt and brought to the pit bottom.
The main coal face is some distance away from where we are, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
The reason for that is that with the lights that we needed to get our film, it would be a little bit dangerous. That's correct, isn't it?
That's right. For gas reasons. Gas in there, like methane or fire damp, they call it. High explosive, like very explosive if there's any heat there.
Being fairly close to the shaft and the surface here, I suppose there's enough air circulating to stop that.
A little bit too much for me.
A little bit cold. It gets warmer further down.
Oh, yes, very warm. Especially in the borehole, right down the bottom seam.
Well, what are the prospects for a young fellow entering the trade at the moment to be a coal miner? Are they good or bad or what?
Well, actually, they're not taking young people into the coal mine now as they did when I was first started. But they do have training courses where a youngster can go to college and become a manager. Or we can either go further than that, a surveyor or anything like that.
So the idea is that you learn this trade by bookwork to a certain extent.
Instead of the old days, they used to learn it right from the bottom, from the wheeler, miner and all that sort of thing. Well, now they just start and they go through college and finish up as a manager or a surveyor or whatever field they take.
You in favour of this idea?
Oh, yes, I know. The experience men, in my opinion, were the better men. But the way things have changed today, well, like coal mining can be done in a book.
Just a last question. What type of coal is this here? Is this good quality coal?
This is coking coal.
And this is used for what?
It's sent to the BHP where it's like the gas and coke off it. tar or pitch, and
So it's indirectly used in making steel. Well, thank you very much for spending a few minutes. I think it's just about knock-off time for you, isn't it?
yes,
I work a day shift here, by the way, boys and girls, which finishes around about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And today we met a coal miner to find out about his job, Alan Hunter. Many thanks for giving us a few minutes of your time, Alan.
Yes.
Signing off now from John Darling Collaring. Yeah. Well, today, boys and girls, we're taking you aboard a bus, one of the government transport buses here in Newcastle, which operate from the depots, including the Hamilton depot, and we're going to find out about the job of a bus driver. I'd like you to meet our bus driver today, Alf Swadling. Now, Alf, how long have you been driving buses?
About 30 years.
All the time with the government transport?
About 29 years.
And what were you doing before that?
I was driving for the private enterprise.
Now, have you been driving all the time the government buses have been operating in Newcastle then?
Yes, I've been driving the full time. I started as a permanent driver and I've been driving ever since.
I wonder if we might take a few minutes of your time and find out something about your job there. I believe you've got a few minutes before you go off in your next run, so perhaps if you'd like to turn off the motor and we'll have a bit of a chat here. Now, I understand, Alf, that you are also something of an instructor at the moment, a
Yes.
part-time instructor, is that right?
Yes, I do the instructing for the government.
Well, how do you become a bus driver? Do you just sort of hop in and say, right, I'd like to become a bus driver, teach me how to do it?
No, you must start off as a conductor, unless, of course, the government takes over a private enterprise, then they have permanent drivers. Well, they give them a job as driving if they can pass their tests, medical and ability on the wheel.
So if a boy or a man wants to become a bus driver, first of all, they must become a bus conductor.
Yes, they must become a bus conductor, and they're also trained. They get 3 days training before they go out on their own.
Now, every so often, I suppose, when you get a bit short of bus drivers, you start training a few more. Is that the idea?
Yes, we train. There is 10 going through very shortly. They're starting to, with retirement and new holidays coming up. Well, they need more drivers, and therefore I've got 10 to teach in the near future.
How much will you teach them? I suppose these men are ordinary drivers. They can drive a car, so I suppose there's something towards it. How do you go then? How much training do you actually give them?
About 62 hours they get all told. If they don't come up to the required tests, well then the government extends their lessons for so long. They get 12 hours.
The 62 hours is actual driving time, isn't it, behind the wheel?
Yeah, except for 2 hours. They do so many hours mechanical instructions, and then one of those 62 hours is for tests.
With all your years of driving, I think that you must like the job.
Oh yes, I like driving very much. Actually, I like being associated with the public. You meet some fine people on your own, different routes, and you more or less become friendly. They get to know you, and I like it rather well. I didn't take my promotions for that reason. I could have been higher up in the government. I could have been an inspector, but
You prefer to keep on
I prefer
driving?
to keep on driving, yes.
Now, you were one of the first bus drivers here in Newcastle to actually drive when the government buses came here. What was the route then?
105 was the first bus run that was ever taken over in Newcastle.
That's from Mayfield, isn't it?
Mayfield to Newcastle, yes.
Things have spread quite a bit since then as more suburbs come on. About how many bus routes are there around Newcastle at the moment?
There'd be close to 200, approximately 200.
And at the Hamilton depot, how many buses would you have based here?
We'd have near enough, I'd say, to 200 buses.
What are some of the unusual, interesting things that happen to a bus driver? In all your years of driving, I suppose there must have been quite a lot of happenings out of the ordinary that you may remember?
Yes, you can get some funny incidents happen at times. It's a bit hard to recall some of them.
Passengers that are hard to get on with, perhaps?
You do strike occasionally a passenger that's hard to get on, and I find 90 or 95% of the public very decent to get on with. It's just that 5% that sometimes get on the bus and they're a little bit annoyed about having to wait for a bus or something's upset them. But you can generally get over that difficulty by not saying too much and siding with them a bit.
These bus drivers in Newcastle, would they stick to, say, a route, say, from here to Belmont, or would they go on all the bus routes?
Oh, no, you change over, you may come in from Swansea and then go straight out to Spears Point, or 105, or any different route. You do different routes all the time.
This would mean that any bus driver and every bus driver here in Newcastle could, at a minute's notice sort of thing, hop onto a bus and take it out to wherever it had to go.
Oh, yes, you've got to be conversed with all runs. And just what they do. Some runs that might coming out of town in the afternoon have different signs on them. Well, that's all provided on rosters and all that to let us know. And that is a very big job, in my opinion, on this job and this rostering purposes.
Getting the right people on the right buses in the right spots.
Yes, oh yes, it's a big thing. They've got to work the awards and all that, and it's quite a big job.
Well, thank you very much, Alf, for giving us a few minutes of your time here, and we'll send you off on the rest of your way now. We've met this afternoon in the My Job segment a bus driver in Newcastle, Alf Swadling. And apart from being a bus driver, he's also the instructor at the Hamilton Depot here in Newcastle. I'm sure you're interested to find out about his job.